please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Welcome back. The top international story now. 2 months after agreeing to meet his North Korean President Donald Trump has finally announced the date of the highly anticipated meeting. The two leaders will be meeting on the 12th of June and have now chosen Singapore as the preferred venue. Trump made this announcement on Twitter a short while ago. He said, and I quote, "The highly anticipated meeting between Kim Jong-un and myself will take place in Singapore on the 12th of June. We will both try to make it a very special moment for world peace." Unquote. The confirmation of this crucial meeting comes just a day after North Korea released 2 American detainees. Meanwhile, the tariff war in the Indian telecom sector just got fiercer, with Reliance Jio unveiling disruptive postpaid plan for both domestic as well as international calling. More on that. Rima Tendulkar joins in with the latest tariff plan. So Rima, it seems that, take us through the new rate cut, and clearly the war between the telcos continues.
Yes, the telecom war is hotting up. So 3 sets of announcements coming in from Reliance Jio. First, their first ever postpaid offer, Hello Postpaid, where the monthly rental will be 199 rupees. They will offer 25 GB of data, unlimited voice and SMS, premium subscription to Jio app, pre-activated ISC, and one-click activation for international roaming without any security deposit. So that is on their postpaid plan. Secondly, they have significantly lowered the ISP calling for all customers, prepaid and postpaid. For instance, USD Canada calling, which is the most popular, is now at 50 paise per minute versus peers charging, or incumbents charging, 6 to 8 rupees. And thirdly, they've also launched unlimited international voice roaming bundles with limited data allowance. Now, in terms of the analysis, first on the postpaid customers and the offering that Reliance Jio has come out with, while postpaid customers are only currently 4 or 5% of the overall subscriber base for the incumbents, they are a higher ARPU customers, as average revenue per user. So the revenue impact on account of this aggressive pricing by Reliance Jio will be a lot more. In fact, Kotak estimates that postpaid segment accounts for nearly 20 to 25% of the industry segment. And while Reliance Jio is offering monthly rentals of 199, peers or incumbents are offering anywhere between 399 to 499 for similar plans, which means that if the incumbents choose to match or even come close to Reliance Jio, there is going to be a significant impact on the revenue. Secondly, even on the ISP outgoing, where Jio's rates are significantly cheaper than that offered by the industry currently, while the overall contribution of international calling is minuscule to the overall revenue pie, given how much cheaper Jio's rates are going to be, there will be a significant impact. So net-net, Kotak estimates a revenue impact of 6 to 7% on the incumbents. But more importantly, they're talking about the messaging from Jio, where the company is willing to disrupt any segment where they do not have a presence right now, which means we've not seen the end of disruptive pricing, perhaps, from Reliance Jio. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thanks for that. Standard disclaimer. Meanwhile, RIL, the promoter of Reliance Jio, also controls Network 18, which owns CNBC TV18. To the latest in the insolvency space, 85% lenders of JP Infotech have rejected the resolution plan submitted by Lakshmadeep. Remember, Lakshmadeep had offered 7,350 crore rupees as against a debt of about 10,000 crore rupees. The resolution professional is now expected to present the case before the NCLT in the Ahmedabad bench of the court for liquidation. On the other hand, parent company of JP Infra, JP Jaiprakash Associates, has offered 10,000 crore rupees for the company in the Supreme Court. The court will now hear the matter on the 11th of May. But staying with JP, after JP's Infotech's resolution process fell through, hundreds of home buyers, remember, had gathered at JP Infotech office in Noida, staring at a fresh uncertainty. Over 20,000 home buyers have been waiting since August last year to see a new management take over and restart the process of completing their delayed flats. For more on that, Manisha Natarajan spoke with these buyers to figure out exactly what they were hoping for going forward. Take a look.
We are here at the JP Infotech Sales and Marketing Office with a group of buyers, in fact hundreds of them, who've come together extremely disappointed that the resolution process has fallen through. Now what is it that they are hoping for to get their homes back? So what are you hoping for? You do not want liquidation? Is that your biggest question or demand?
We do not want liquidation. We simply want delivery of our homes. Supreme Court has the extraordinary powers because the circumstances are extraordinary. It is a social problem. Fate of 20,000 buyers are at stake. Families are at stake. It will become a political problem also.
We are not interested now in rebidding. The Supreme Court must take a call and find a solution because they have to evoke the extraordinary power. Rebidding means that it has to be again wasting 2 to 3 months. Where are the people going to wait for that long?
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for speaking with us. Look at the crowds around. I mean, the number of home buyers, they're only a representative. 20,000 stuck home buyers. And now they're saying if the resolution process has failed, then might as well bring the management with stiff conditions because somebody has to be in the driving seat to complete those flats. Back to you.
Well, absolutely. It's heart-wrenching scenes, and especially to see senior citizens demanding what is rightfully theirs. Meanwhile, in what comes as a big setback for Dalmia Bharat, Supreme Court has dismissed the company's plea where it sought a stay on the NCLT's order on Binani Cement. To jog your memory, earlier this month, the Kolkata High Bench of the National Company Law Tribunal had directed Binani Cement's lenders to consider Ultratech's revised bids as well. However, the Supreme Court has now refused to intervene in the resolution process. It is said that Dalmia Bharat has expressed extreme worry over the situation. The court has requested NCLAT to hear the plea expeditiously. The NCLAT will hear Dalmia Bharat's plea against the NCLT's order on the 22nd of May. Down south now, in a big boost to farmers in Telangana, Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao today launched what he calls the Raitu Bandhu, or the crop investment support for farmers here. The state government will offer financial assistance of 8,000 rupees annually for every acre of agricultural land owned. Nitya Balakrishna joins in to give us the key highlights of that new program. Nitya, take it away.
Is probably one of the biggest welfare schemes launched by Telangana, and it categorically means that if you're an agricultural landowner in the state, then you will be eligible for 4,000 rupees an acre in Kharif and 4,000 rupees per acre in Rabi seasons to enable farmers to basically get access to a line of credit. This could be used for procurement of crops, of seeds and even fertilizers. But the state government is looking to set aside close to 12,000 crore rupees in FY19 alone to fund this exercise. Now, the scheme was launched by Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao in Karimnagar district earlier today, and what the government is looking is at identifying 58 lakh farmers. Their land records have been verified. Pattadar passbooks and checks have begun to be issued by the state government for them. Now, these records have been verified and they are accessed with a unique QR code as well as unique barcode and transaction IDs to ensure that no duplication of land deeds take place. This, remember, is a scam that Telangana has reeled under in the past. So the entire exercise, the government is hoping, will ensure that distressed farmers have a successful year ahead of them. Remember, this is a powerful move ahead of the election year by Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Farmers in the state are not complaining, at least those who own land. Of course, tenant farmers do not fall under this exercise. Remains to be seen how much of a burden the state government will bear in its budget. But 12,000 crore rupees, they're confident of factoring in for funding this entire exercise, and farmers in Telangana are clearly not complaining.
All right, time for us to slip into another break here on India Business Hour. But up next, Maharashtra hopes to attract huge investments in the electric vehicle manufacturing space. What could be the quantum of these investments? More details on the other side. Welcome back. On to an exclusive now. The Maharashtra government is expecting an investment of over 10,000 crore rupees under its new EV policy. Mahindra & Mahindra, Tata Motors and JSW Energy are in talks with the government to set up EV capacity in the state. Utkarsh Chaturvedi now joins in with the very latest. Utkarsh, tell us, how is this massive investment? I mean, is this even possible? They are aiming for 10,000 crore rupees, but have these companies committed to putting in the money? Take us through the details you have.
After announcing the much-awaited electric vehicle policy, Maharashtra government is now eyeing at investments of over 10,000 crores in the state. Now, sources tell us that around 5 to 6 players have submitted proposals for investment in the electric vehicle space. Now, these include OEMs as well as component manufacturers. Speaking of big companies involved, players like M&M, Tata Motors, JSW Energy are in talks with the government to set up capacities. Tata Motors is currently talking to the Maharashtra government for an investment of around 1,000 to 1,500 crores in the EV space. Now, speaking of Tata Motors, they already have their plant in Pimpri. But remember that the current batch of Tigor electric cars is being rolled out from Sanand. Similarly, JSW is also speaking to both Gujarat and Maharashtra government for setting up its maiden plant in the EV space. Interestingly, JSW has signed an MOU with both the states when it comes to committing investments, but is yet to decide which state will they finally invest in. So definitely one state will have to be disappointed as we go on. Mahindra, on the other hand, has already committed its investment of 500 crores. M&M has been investing in building EV capacity much before the EV policy was even rolled out. So Maharashtra government is confident of big money flowing with its new EV policy, but clearly it's facing tough competition from neighboring states, and not to forget states like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, where the state government are ready to give far more subsidies and concessions versus the traditional auto hubs like Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra.
Well, there's oftentimes a lot of gap between what the state governments plan and what eventually comes in. Let's see how far Maharashtra goes with their 10,000 crore investment target. Meanwhile, the last couple of years have not been overly generous to engineering giant Siemens India, not just because of an overall dip in their exports because of a sluggish global economy. The government has also now slowed down on big contracts, and that has taken away the company's growth momentum. But CNBC TV18's Yash Jain and Arundhati Ramanan report that Siemens India is all set to get back to high growth.
Would normally come from the government.
Sunil Mathur, the MD and CEO of engineering giant Siemens India, is upbeat about the company's prospects in the coming quarters. While the last 2 years have been a bit sluggish in terms of growth opportunities for the company, Mathur believes the worst is over, and a global economic revival coupled with the return of large ticket contracts from the Indian government will work in the company's favor.
Where we have missed in the pipeline is really the large projects. And these are projects which would normally come from the government or from large capex spending.
Right.
And that is really not come yet. There's a lot in the pipeline, so we are looking, and there are a lot of potentials over there, but we are waiting actually for the tenders to come out and actually start bidding for them.
This optimism comes close on the heels of the company announcing a weak financial performance in the first half of the year and giving out a cautious commentary about the road ahead. The uncertainty over fresh order inflows and any uptick in global demand saw that stock crack almost 10% in just 2 trading sessions. But Mathur maintains that the company has always enjoyed a strong order book position and that it will remain selective when it comes to bidding for and accepting new orders.
We have an extremely strong order backlog. So whenever we have gone in and started acquiring orders, we've been very, very careful that our growth is only fueled on the basis of profitable growth.
Right. Okay.
So, and that's what you see reflected in our bottom line. The quality of our bottom line is very, very strong. The quality of our cash flows are very, very strong.
This order position will improve, Mathur says, as the government resumes giving out big-ticket projects, especially as initiatives like the Smart City project and high-speed railways take off.
We are looking into a kind of a package of a solution for small cities which they can deploy in order to make their energy system more reliable and better. So we do have the technology and we would provide it for cities. Same thing goes for any kind of infrastructure in cities, making the traffic moving more smoothly using technologies, or another big infrastructure element of each city is buildings, how to run cities, buildings in a better way. We do know high-speed technology. We are using the open standards, the European standards, which are supported by most suppliers. We have a very strong technology, high-speed technology. Our high-speed technology does not run only in our home country, in Germany, but it runs in different countries, like in Spain, it runs in Russia, and in Turkey, and other places. So we are maybe the most globally deployed high-speed platform in the world. And though, therefore, this is something where we can help India too. It's not only about high speed in India. I think that's the whole nine yards, from high speed to commuter to locomotives, freight, which is a huge demand, which we see in India, and a huge market, which we want to be part of.
One big concern investors have raised is Siemens India's transferring of lucrative business segments to German parent Siemens AG. But the company maintains that the process has always kept investor interests in mind.
A lot of the carve-outs, and that's why you see the bottom line improving, a lot of the carve-outs that have happened have been in businesses where globally they have not really performed to the overall standards. But also there are strategic carve-outs or strategic mergers or alliances that are done at a global level where we have got to fall in line. And we are doing that, but we are very conscious as being a publicly listed company that it is not to the detriment of the shareholders.
While Siemens India admits that it cannot rule out more such transfers in the future, it says it will continue its drive towards high growth and that it is open to and even working on acquisitions to meet this goal. Whether BEML is one of these companies, as is being widely reported, Mathur declined to comment. In Mumbai with Yash Jain, Arundhati Ramanan.
Well, time for another break, but up next, CEOs of Smart City Mission gather in Bhopal for the first time to measure the progress and learn from each other's experience. What's the outcome? We tell you when we come back. Welcome back. 77 CEOs of Smart City Mission gathered in Bhopal in the first of its kind Apex conference. The purpose? While taking stock of the mission's progress and learn from each other's experiences. In this special report, CNBC TV18's Ashwini Priyolkar and Arundhati Brahmanan say that while the aim was to try and give them, the PMO, some hard numbers on the progress before the 2019 general elections, this was also an opportunity to reiterate Bhopal's image as the poster boy for the Smart City campaign. Take a look.
Bhopal. If you haven't visited it in the last 3 years, you'll be hard-pressed to recognize it. The roads are swankier, localities cleaner, there's a tech revolution at play, and public transport has a whole new meaning. Speaking of which,
I'm at Bhopal's public bicycle sharing system, which also happens to be country's first automated public bicycle sharing system. This project is part of Bhopal Smart City Mission and encourages green transportation. As you can see, there's a 12-kilometer long cycling track and 69 docking stations across Bhopal city.
all a resident has to do is download an app, scan a code or input the number printed on the bicycle, unlock the vehicle and get going. Once the destination is reached, the user can leave the cycle parked at the nearest of 69 stations spread across the city. Not surprising then that this initiative, which has won Bhopal several accolades, became one of the key talking points when 77 CEOs of smart city initiatives converged in the city. The other was Bhopal's integrated control and command center, which keeps the smart city ticking.
Integrated control center, they like a NASA screen where you are able to track every vehicle to show which vehicle is moving beyond the authorized speed. You will be able to utilize the benefits of technology for water, smart metering, electricity, smart metering, and a host of services.
This first of its kind command center was not the only attraction. The Madhya Pradesh government's move to bring all 7 shortlisted smart cities in the state under a single IoT platform at a cost of just 300 crore rupees has also drawn some appreciation.
If we have cloud computing and we combine these 7 cities together, 1, we will save a lot of money, 2, we will save a lot of time, and 3, we will have flexibility to grow as we build our smart capacities.
One common complaint from the CEOs gathered in Bhopal was that fundraising has been a big headache. And in this regard, Bhopal had the answer. Its 690 crore rupee smart poles project. With the project being funded entirely by Bharti Airtel, Bhopal has not had to spend a single rupee on the installation of these smart poles, which integrate 7 to 8 core services like surveillance cameras, LED streetlights, Wi-Fi, digital signage, and telecom services. It's actually looking forward to earning 47 crore rupees in revenues. The other big change for residents, Bhopal's success in using technology to implement a smart garbage collection system, a move that has earned the city the title of India's second cleanest city. But ask Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and he says all this was easy. The real challenge lay elsewhere.
एक जनरल परंपरा थी, किसी भी दफ्तर में चले जाओ, कोने हमारे रंगे हुए रहते थे, तो कई लोगों को लगता था कि ये बदलेगी कैसे ये परंपरा। लेकिन आज स्वच्छता जन अभियान बना, मानसिकता में जो जबरदस्त परिवर्तन हुआ है, अगर कागज हाथ में है तो हाथ पहुंच के अब जेब में रख लेते हैं कि इधर-उधर नहीं फेंकना, नहीं कोई देख लेगा तो क्या कहेगा। स्वच्छ भारत मिशन चल रहा है।
With Ashwini Priolkar in Bhopal, in Mumbai, Arundhati Ramanan.
Well, that is indeed a great story. With that, we've got to wrap up this edition of India Business Hour. As Shireen said at the start of the show, this is my final show. It's never easy to say goodbye, but I couldn't possibly leave without thanking each one of you who've made my last 6-year stint here at CNBC TV18 so very thrilling. Thank you very much. This is Ronojoy Banerjee signing off for one final time, but of course the show will go on. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Good night.